What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to the channel. I really appreciate it. So I'm just gonna basically just do like the introduction, show you guys what I'm gonna be doing and what to expect from the channel. As you guys can see, this is my 2010 Mazda RX-8 GT. We're actually gonna take it out and wash it today, and hopefully today we should be getting new rim or new wheels and tires for this car. I actually ended up getting some XXR 555s for it, so it's gonna have some nice 5 spokes, just because these rims, they've seen better days. They've seen way better days. But just a little backstory, I actually got this car from one of my buddies. I think when I got it, it had around 119,000 miles, which really isn't that much, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, how many motors have you gone through? It's a rotary, they fucking suck, da 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 da. Well, this is actually still the original motor, and it's still healthy. I got a compression test done, I want to say probably about 10,000 miles ago, so right around 120 something thousand, and it was still good compression, like nowhere near like failing at all. So yeah, the whole rotary stigma, you just educate yourself, and that's part of the reason why I want to put this car on the channel, just to kind of show off the RX-8 and show you guys that like rotaries aren't as bad as people make them out to be. Like, once you actually get to know them, spend some time with them, work on them, like, they're not that bad. Can they be a headache? Yes, but they're not any worse than anything else you will work on. But anyway, that's enough about the RX-8. So we're gonna move over here, and I'll go to the front so you guys can get a better look. So this right here is my 2013 MV Agusta F4. I actually picked it up in Florida. The guy was basically just getting rid of like all of his bikes, and it was down to this and his Panigale. And luckily I hit him up before someone picked up his Panigale. So I literally on a whim, like, I believe I contacted him Thursday, I want to say Thursday, and I ended up driving down there on Friday to pick it up. So I went all the way from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Fort Lauderdale to pick this up, and my buddy, he still had the RX-8 at the time, so he offered to drive down there and follow me back, all on a whim. And of course, we had to be back for work on Monday, so we literally drove down, got the bike, and came back. And boy, that was a trip in itself. But I don't regret it. This is probably, I want to say, one of my best purchases I've ever made. Like, I will get more into this bike a little bit later on and do like a full review, because I've owned it for over a year. So I'll do like a year review on that in a little bit. And then moving forward, this is, like I said, this is my first sport bike. It's an 03 Gixxer 600 All-Star Edition. This is actually the factory like scheme. Like, these fairings aren't the exact ones. They're actually over there in a pile, because those are the OEM ones, and they do not make them anymore. Because all of these, if you guys didn't know, like all of this, like the pinstriping and stuff like that, all of that is decals. The only thing that's actually paint is the yellow and the purple. And that was an issue, because I actually, like, that's why I got these Chinese fairings, because I was having issues with the OEM fairings over there. And I called Suzuki, and they're like, yeah, like, we don't make the decal kit for it anymore. Like, so all we could do is basically give you, the yellow and the purple paint codes, and then you can find somebody to do the decal design. And I didn't want to do that, so I just went on eBay, and after hours and hours, I eventually found a company that did have it, and I'm not sure if I can still get them anymore. So I'm hoping that if these get damaged, I can just repair them and also repair those as well. But yeah, that's just a little quick tour of the garage and what I have. Now let's get into what projects I'll be doing. So just starting in reverse order. So this is actually about to get sent away for the big maintenance. It needs the valves done, and also it just has some wiring issues, like with the front headlight assembly, like part that what do you call it? Yeah, just that front headlight assembly, like the wiring in it, the connectors, they need to be like rewired or something, because something's up with the high beams. Like the high beams just aren't working. That's a common issue on this bike. So yeah, that'll be fixed. And then also the taillight actually went out, like one of the turn signals, they went out. So I have to figure that out, and it's probably going to need a chain and sprocket and stuff soon too. But this is going to be like very minimal on the channel, simply because I've already done everything I can do to it. It just needs to get those other issues sorted out and get retuned, because I did change out the exhaust, because it was stock headers and like some slash cut pipe that was like really fucking loud, and I have tinnitus, so I can't have that like super loudness all the time right by my ear. So I got rid of that, and I actually went with a full titanium Yoshi with a with the carbon fiber on it, which I really like how it kind of just makes the bike pop a little bit more. But on to the F4. So this bike is completely stock. So when I picked it up, it was completely stock. Like, quite honestly, literally the only things that aren't stock anymore are, I have these Pazzo racing levers, I have new grips from Puig, and then I don't remember exactly what brand these are, but the reason they got replaced is because I literally shit you not, like this is the size, like right about here, like this is the size of the stock one. And it was super annoying, like super annoying trying to shift gears or just do anything really, because it was so small. But as far as this goes, I actually already have parts on the way, so I will be making videos with this. I'm going to be installing a full titanium Botus exhaust, and I'm also going to be doing a integrated tail light. So like I don't have any issues with, you know, this tail light. Like it still looks good and everything, but I just want something that's going to be like a little bit brighter and just kind of like more custom look, because like this bike is beautiful, but I just want to customize this bike to my spec. So obviously we'll be getting rid of this with the new exhaust. So I'll be doing probably a full exhaust video by itself, and then I'll probably do the fender eliminator and the integrated tail light at the same time. But most of the videos you are going to see are probably going to be with this bike, simply because it's completely stock. It's basically like I bought a brand new bike and I haven't done anything to it. So just stay tuned for that. Like this bike is going to be a freaking beast when it's done. And as far as the car, like I said, the car, I'm not going to do too many crazy mods. Like, no, I'm not going to be doing like a 3-rotor swap or a 4-rotor. Like, I'm not Rob Dom. I don't have that type of money. Like, this is my daily. Quite honestly, if I were to do anything like that, I'm actually considering picking up a FD RX-7, because I've always loved RX-7s, and I really want to have one in my stable, because growing up, like the RX-7, the GTR, the Mark IV Supra, they were all cars that really stood out to me and really helped me, you know, kind of figure out where I fit in as far as like, you know, my friend groups and stuff. Like all of my friends, we are JDM guys. Like we love the JDM culture. Like we all have something Japanese. So yeah, that's just kind of like our thing. You know, I for one, I kind of stepped out a little bit, like, because I mean we've all had Japanese bikes as well, and then I was the first one to step out and try the Italian side. And the funny part is now one of my best friends, he actually has an Aprilia RSV4 he just picked up. So, you know, now we're kind of like spreading our wings and, you know, trying other things, because there's nothing wrong with, you know, American muscle cars, or, you know, trying out, you know, Italian bikes, or, you know, if you're a Beamer guy, you know, S1000. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I've ridden S1000s, I've ridden every Japanese 1000 there really is, except for like some of the newer models. Like I haven't rode the new R1, but I've pretty much ridden everything else. And I'm gonna be pretty straightforward and honest. Like I don't have anything to hide, like how much I pay for stuff. Like I'm not afraid to share that. So, you know, I've already done my build estimates for each individual vehicle, and the car takes the cake every time. Like it never ceases to amaze me how much you have to pay for car stuff. Like I'm not bitching or complaining or going on a rant, but it's expensive. Like if you're a car guy, you know it gets expensive super fast. And then, you know, you start making excuses of like why you should spend money on it. Like, oh man, like, oh, it's not a couple $100, it's not that much, you know, But hey, stuff gets expensive. You know, there's nothing you can really do about it besides either find it cheaper or go with something else. But like I said, me personally, I just like bikes. I've always had just a soft spot for them. Like I said, I was just talking about the new R1. This is actually my buddy's bike. He left it here because he had to go handle some stuff at work, so I'm watching over it for him because he doesn't have a garage. And you know, here in California, you need a garage or else it'll get stolen. That's actually what happened to his last bike. That's how he got this one. But yeah, this is definitely a gorgeous bike. I'm actually kind of sad that Yamaha went away with this face and they switched it to basically the R6 face, because I feel like this like transformer style fascia really worked for them. And now when I see the newer R1s that had the face change, quite honestly, I just don't like it. It just doesn't look right to me, because, you know, you're just so used to seeing it on the R6 that when you see it now, it's just like, is that an R6 or R1? Like, yeah, you can tell by the sound of it, but like if it's just parked, you know, then you're just like, what is it? Until, you know, you actually get up on it. But me personally, I just don't like it. You know, I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll let me take his R1 out for a test ride, and, you know, maybe I'll enjoy it. Maybe I'll like it so much that maybe I get an R1. But at the same time, my buddy has the RSV4, and we've already talked about switching bikes. Like, so that's going to be a video that's going to be coming up probably relatively soon. I'm probably going to do review videos and some delivery videos, because I have, you know, parts coming in and stuff like that. So those will probably be the first couple videos, and then from there it'll just, you know, flow. But once again, thank you for, you know, tuning in. This is my introduction video to the channel. You know, if you're excited for the builds, then, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and come along for the journey.